A nuclear reaction like this, wherein a lighter particle will be bombarded on quite heavier particle, what we are calling it as the target nucleus. When it hits the target nucleus, it will give us some product nucleus along with the product particle. Here, this capital X is known as the target nucleus. Small x particle, which is bombarding on this target nucleus, this is known as the projectile particle. The product nucleus here is represented by Y, capital Y, which is having different atomic mass number, different atomic number and different atomic mass number than that of this target nucleus. And the particle that has been formed along with this product nucleus, we are calling it as the product particle. Product particle. So this type of nuclear reaction could also be written as capital X, that is target nucleus, small x, small y, that is the lighter particles that are involved in the nuclear reaction. They are written in the bracket, and the product nucleus that has been formed is written here at the end. So this is the short form to write down a nuclear reaction. Now before going further, you must be familiar with the different energy intervals that are involved in this nuclear reaction. If the energy that is involved in the nuclear reaction is of the order of 0.025 electron volt, then this type of energy or this energy range, we are calling it as the thermal energy. If the energy is of the order of 1 electron volt, we are calling such reactions as, or we are calling that the energy associated with this reaction is the epithermal energy. The energy associated with slow neutrons is of the order of 1 kilo electron volt. For fast neutron, the energy involved is of the order of 10 mega electron volt. So these are the energy intervals that are associated with some nuclear reaction. There are various types of a nuclear reaction. For example, if this bombarding particle hits the target nucleus and there is no any exchange of energy, so that this x will go in another direction, y, this small x, it will go in another direction as it is, then this type of nuclear reaction, we are calling it as the elastic scattering. There is no any loss of energy by this incident particle. We are calling it as the elastic scattering nuclear reaction, wherein capital X and capital Y are same, small x and small y are same. On the other hand, if the incident particle, if the incident particle lose some of its kinetic energy to the target nucleus, what will happen? This target nucleus goes to the excited state as it has received some excess energy from this bombarding particle, projectile particle. It will goes to the excited state and again it comes down to the ground state by losing the excess of energy in the form of photon, because none of the new particle will remain in the excited state forever, right? So this excited state nucleus, it comes down to the ground state by liberating the energy in the form of photon. So this type of nuclear reaction wherein the projectile particle loses its energy to the target nucleus, we are calling it as the inelastic scattering reaction. Again, the target nucleus and product nucleus are same, bombarding particle and recoil particle are same in case of this inelastic scattering also. Now what we will say, if this target nucleus and product nucleus are different. So these type of reactions in which the incident particle, if this incident particle get absorbed by the target nucleus, some reaction will take place, as a result of which we will get some different product particle and different product nucleus. So such type of nuclear reactions we are calling it as the disintegration process. Disintegration process in which the target nucleus and product nucleus are different. So this is an example of disintegration reaction wherein the target nucleus is nitrogen. It receives the energy by this alpha particle, incident alpha particle. As a result, it will form oxygen along with a proton. So the target nucleus is different, product nucleus is different, incident particle is different, product particle is also different. So this type of reaction we call it as the disintegration nuclear reaction. Now for this disintegration process, if high energy gamma ray photon is responsible, right? If the disintegration is caused by bombarding a high energy gamma ray beam or gamma ray particle on the target nucleus, then such type of disintegration we call it as the photo disintegration reaction. The disintegration that has been caused by high energy gamma ray photon, we call it as the photo disintegration reaction. Now this photo disintegration reaction, it involves an intermediate state, the intermediate state of the formation of the compound nucleus, right? What will happen? This incident gamma ray photon, it will give its energy to the target nucleus so that it will form the higher excited state nucleus. So which is represented by some X star. Star means excited state. Excited state. So this compound nucleus that has been formed by the addition of these two particles, you can say target nucleus and incident particle. So this compound nucleus, which is in the excited state, it immediately decays by emitting either the proton or neutron or alpha particle, means any lighter particle. So such type of disintegration reaction which is caused by high energy gamma ray photons, we called it as the photo disintegration reaction, wherein the excess energy will be liberated by the intermediate state in the form of lighter particles such as proton, neutron or alpha particle. Now in reverse to the photo disintegration, wherein in photo disintegration a gamma ray photon will be absorbed. If the gamma ray photon is released as a product particle, then this type of reaction we called it as the radiative capture reaction. Radiative capture reaction. What is happening in photo disintegration? The gamma ray photon is the projectile particle, wherein in radiative capture process gamma ray photon is the product particle. Here it is the projectile particle or incident particle. Here it is the product particle. So in case of this radiative capture process, what will happen? Again, when we hit a target nucleus by some lighter particle, what will happen? This particle gives its kinetic energy to this nucleus. There is an exchange of energy between these two entities, as a result of which, due to the excess of energy that has been received by this target nucleus, it will form an excited state of some another nucleus, an excited state of some another nucleus. Now it will not remain in the excited state forever. It again comes down to the ground state by liberating a photon, a gamma ray photon. So this type of reaction, in which a bombarding particle gives its energy to the target nucleus, some intermediate state will be achieved, and finally we will get some another product nucleus along with a gamma ray photon. We call this type of reaction as the radiative capture reaction. Radiative capture reaction. Now, there is a more interesting part, what we called it as the evaporation reaction and spallation reaction. Evaporation and spallation reaction. So, what will happen? Here, in case of evaporation process, when a high energy particle, this x1, we consider it as the high energy particle. When this high energy particle incident on the target nucleus, right? High energy particle, when it bombard on the target nucleus, what will happen? This target nucleus receive the energy from this x1, and it will be raised to a higher energy level. It will be excited to the higher energy level. Now again it must have to come to the ground state. So by coming to the ground state, while decay process, what will happen? We will get a shower of lighter particles. Shower of lighter particles such as Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4, Y5, right? There are many lighter particles that we are getting in this evaporation process. Along with the product nucleus, we are getting many lighter particles. That is a shower of lighter particles we are getting in this evaporation process, right? So such type of process, along in which we are getting the product nucleus along with the large number of product particles, we are calling it as the evaporation process, right? How this evaporation process will be triggered? It will be triggered by this x1, right, which is having some higher energy. It will give its high energy to the target nucleus, raise to the excited state, and it decays to the product nucleus by liberating a large number of lighter particles, right? Now if this x1, if it is having much higher energy, right, much more higher energy, if the x1 is having much more higher energy, what will happen? The target nucleus will receive this higher energy from x1. Now this energy is now sufficient to decay the x, that is the target nucleus, into groups of nucleons, right? Groups of nucleons, unlike to that of the evaporation process. In evaporation process, individual nucleons are liberating, right? Individual lighter particles we are getting in evaporation process. Whereas in spallation process, what is happening? In spallation process, this x1 is having sufficiently higher energy, so that after receiving the sufficiently higher energy from x1, this target nucleus X, it will be able to decay into groups of nucleons. Means another nucleus, right? It will form an another nucleus. Single nucleus? No. It will form a group of nucleons. There are many nuclei that will be formed in the spallation reaction, unlike to that of the evaporation process. In spallation reaction, we are getting a number of product nuclei along with some product particles. We are getting many product nuclei in case of this spallation reaction, which is requiring quite higher energy as compared to the evaporation process, right? So this is what we called it as the spallation reaction. Now in evaporation process or in the spallation reaction, the liberating particle or product particle is either a nucleon or a alpha particle, right? These lighter particles. If the energy of this incident particle is still higher, then what will happen? Still higher means if it is greater than 150 mega electron volt, then what will happen? Along with these nucleons, along with this product nucleus and product particle, we will get the particles such as meson particles, such as strange particles that will be produced in this high energy reaction. These reactions, we are calling it as the high energy reaction, wherein along with the nucleons, we will get either the meson or the strange particle as the product particle in the nuclear reaction. Right? So these are the various types of a nuclear reaction. If you have any question, you can ask me anytime. Thank you.